Hello and welcome back to my true crime channel. Today I'm going to be looking into the very high number of young people, children, that have gone missing in London in the last couple of months and whether their disappearances have got any connection with the disappearance and subsequent murder of Sarah Everard. Now, something I've been researching lately about missing people is the statistics of how many people go missing in London. Now, it's thousands every year, but you'd be quite surprised to know how many of those thousands are children. Normally, they come home within 24 to 48 hours, everything's fine, case closed. But there are that percentage of children that disappear and they never come home again. Now, we all know about the tragic disappearance and murder of Sarah Everard. It's an extremely tragic case. She went missing in London and was subsequently found murdered. There is going to be a court case, so I'm not going to mention anything more about her case, but the reason I am mentioning her case is on the day she disappeared, another young person, although I know Sarah wasn't young, I believe she was in her 30s, but a young person under the age of 18 went missing on the same day as Sarah in a London borough very nearby to Clapham, where Sarah went missing. Not only that, that week, a couple of other young people under the age of 18 went missing very nearby, all in the South London area. Over the month of February and March, kids are going missing all across London, not just in South London, in North London, all across London, and it's not really being reported very much. It's all a bit of a mystery, a bit weird if you ask me. Is there a cover-up going on? Now, in a little while, so bear with me because the list is quite long, I'm going to read you some of the names of the kids that have gone missing. I'm going to read you the dates and the locations and compare it to where Sarah went missing and the day. Could there be some sort of connection? Could the person responsible for Sarah's disappearance have kidnapped anybody else? Could it be that all these kids have just sort of been found now? I don't think a lot of them have. Could they all be going into gangs? Well, it's highly unlikely. They can't all be going into gangs. I know some could be sex trafficked, some could run away from home, some could just get a job and leave home if they're sort of 17, 18 and maybe they've had a falling out with their family. I know that does go on, but this is a very high level of people under the age of 18 going missing in London and just no press about it. It's not really being reported, which I find really disturbing. So anyway, as I said, please bear with me because I'd like to go through a list of the people that have gone missing over the month of February and into the start of March and just sort of read you the dates and times and compare them to Sarah and compare the places within London that these kids are disappearing off the streets. So Kieran Campbell disappeared in Lewisham, South East London on March the 5th this year, 2021. That's the exact same day Sarah Everard goes missing. Sarah Everard went missing in Clapham. This young lad also goes missing in the city's southwest, in Lewisham, southeast, but that's very near to Clapham where Sarah goes missing, and it's the same day. Really weird. So Kieran's the police, are still investigating Kieran's disappearance, and as far as I'm aware, he tragically has not been found. And now I'm going to go through a few more other names of people, young people that have gone missing in London and the dates and times, and you judge for yourself whether you think this is a high number of people disappearing and vanishing off the streets of London, because I do find this really disturbing. Police are also looking for a young girl called Ella Clancy, who's 16 years old. She went missing in Ealing, West London on Thursday, March the 4th. Bear in mind, she goes missing on March the 4th, day before Sarah Everard, and the day before Kieran, the young lad that I've just mentioned. So that's 3 people in 2 days. And they're just the ones we know about. Ella was wearing a red jacket, black jeans and trainers and is known to frequent Ickenham and Hillingdon. So if you know anything about Ella's case, please get in contact with the police. 3 boys across the capital were separately reported missing on February the 18th, just a couple of weeks before Sarah Everard and these other kids have gone missing, including 15-year-olds Keon Scott and Rickyard Wright, who both disappeared in Uxbridge in West London. Bear in mind, these are just 15-year-old boys disappearing off the street. Really weird, the level of them, the number, and we're not hearing about it. Shockingly, I'm sorry to say, the list is just going to get longer, so bear with me. The other is 16-year-old Tommy Smith. He went missing in Morden, South London. If you know where Tommy is, please get in contact with missing people. Arba Aksami, of 16 years old, was reported missing in Enfield, North London, exactly about 6 or 7 weeks ago. So not exactly, about 6 or 7 weeks ago. If you know where Arbor is, please get in contact with the police or missing people. It just gets worse because the list just keeps going on. Trevale Dyer, apologies if I've pronounced that wrong, 17 years old, was reported missing from South Norwood in South London on February the 22nd. The list is just so shockingly long, it really is scary. Chuan Lee, 15-year-old, also went missing on February the 27th from somewhere in London called Hampton. Gabrielle Silvera, aged 16, was reported missing from Barnet, North London, on the same date as Chuan, February the 17th. So that's 2 kids. One goes missing in Hampton, one goes missing in Barnet, you know, that aren't that far away from each other. One's 15, one's 16, and they're just disappearing off the streets. Surely they can't all be going in gangs. They can't all be being sex trafficked. Where are they all disappearing to? I am starting to wonder, could there be a serial killer on the loose? I really do hope not. I'm sorry, I did tell you the list was long and it continues. I want to make sure I read all these names. And again, if I pronounce any wrong, apologies. Abu Bakr Mohammed, aged 15, was also reported missing on Wednesday, the 3rd of March, the same week as Sarah Everard, 2 days before, and was also seen in Lewisham, which is the same place that the first kid that I mentioned the name of, Kieran, goes missing on the same day as Sarah. So Sarah goes missing on the 5th, Kieran goes missing on the 5th, this lad goes missing on the 3rd, this lad and Kieran both go missing in Lewisham 2 days apart. Is that just some sort of coincidence? What do you think? I find all this extremely worrying and disturbing. From what I can gather, the Metropolitan Police are obviously looking into all these missing children's cases. Hopefully some of them have now been found. I'm not certain if any of them have. As far as I know, a lot of them are still missing. But I find it weird that I've only heard a few snippets of this in the news, and I had to dig quite a lot to get all of their names. I doubt I've even given you all of the missing children's names that went missing in London in February and March. It's just a small handful of them. But the fact that they all go missing in February, the 2nd and 3rd week, or the last week of Feb, and then the 1st and 2nd week of March, and some of them are days apart, some of them are the same day as Sarah Everard, and it's not really been mentioned. I really find this weird, considering what a huge case in England Sarah Everard's kidnap and subsequent murder have been. Is there some sort of cover-up by the police going on? Have the media been told not to report all these missing children? But I'd like to think, even without, you know, social media and all the things going on in the news with coronavirus, which does dominate the news at the moment, I know, and it has done for the past year, but Sarah Everard's case went worldwide. Everybody heard about it. I'm guessing everybody knows about it now. It's really sad what happened to her, but how come all these missing children, some of them are 15 years old, 14 years old, no one's talking about them? Have they been found? Why are there so many of them? Why is London such a hotbed for missing people? I can't figure it all out. Anyway, guys, I just wanted to share my thoughts with you on this because I find the level of these kids going missing very disturbing. I find the lack of reporting on it very disturbing. I wonder and I dread to think, could there be a serial killer on the loose? Could these kids have all been kidnapped? Could all of their disappearances had something to do with the disappearance and then the murder of Sarah Everard? I know she was in her 30s and these are all kids, sort of teenagers, but the fact that they're all going missing in the same areas of London, roughly, and some on the same day, it doesn't all add up to me. Right, guys, I hope you've enjoyed the video. I'd love your thoughts on this. Do you find this weird? Have you heard about any of these missing kids? Did you know that a little boy, 15 years old, went missing on the same day as Sarah, very nearby to that area? Not only that, another boy went missing 2 days before, a girl the day before. There's just too many missing kids in 1 week or 2 week period here for me. It's so disturbing. But anyway, share your thoughts. I'd love to know what you think about this. Where do you think these kids are ending up? I appreciate they could end up in a gang, run away from home, be trafficked. All sorts of things could happen to them. They might be back at home now. Let's hope the majority of them are. But something sinister's going on here, and I just don't think we're hearing about it in the press. I do think something weird's going on. So anyway, guys, I'd love your thoughts and views. Like and subscribe if you're enjoying my content. I hope you are. I'm really enjoying making these videos for you and doing all my research. I'll be back very soon with another true crime video, and some paranormal things are going to be thrown in as well. I hope you're all taking care of yourself, guys. Stay safe now, and I'll be back very soon. Bye for now.